Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Soul Talks with Esme. This is Sunday, September 27th in 2020, famous 2020. Welcome everybody who's here live. This is episode 10 of Soul Talks with Esme. I'm your host, Esme Gregg. I'm a spiritual coach, an intuitive healer, a Reiki master, and a best-selling author. And let me tell you about Soul Talks. It's an online video talk show where high conscious topics are discussed with the intention to share uplifting stories and helpful personal growth tools. So let's consciously move forward in our journeys to a happy soul evolution. And yeah, so thank you for being live. And for those of you that are watching the replay, again, also thank you. Let me check the comments. So I want to make sure that everybody's okay, everybody's here. And just to get this out of the way before we bring on our special guest, who I'm excited to introduce in a minute, um, you know, we go live on YouTube. So let me just tell you. So if you would want to get notifications, please do go and subscribe. The YouTube channel is Happy Soul Evolution. I also stream live to my Facebook page. At Esme Gregg, and also my business page, intuitive.esmegregg. So, like I said, it would be awesome if you would subscribe. I appreciate it. Like and share the videos. And if you're watching on the replay, I think the information is meant to be, I want to record it because I want this information to also, be available for people that are not watching the show live. So I appreciate you leaving a comment and letting me know if you are enjoying these types of shows. So today's show is about how to reinvent yourself after divorce. My special guest is Kat Bresser. She's a clarity coach helping people figure out who they are, where they're going, and how to get there. I need that. I think we all need that. She teaches current and former, sorry, my little accent came out. She teaches current and former stay at home moms who are in the process of divorce and or are recently um, getting divorced. And she helps them figure out how their next chapter in life will be with confidence and grace. Kat is a nearly divorced mother of two teenagers who recently re-entered the workforce full time. She has been able to turn her attitude and her outlook around to become positive and joyful. She's also trained under Christy Marie Sheldon, and that's where I know Kat from. She's trained with Rebecca Davison, Tony Robbins, and Dean Graziosi. She also has a podcast called Talking About My Evolution. So we're going to hear about that. And please go and find that podcast. It sounds very interesting. It's available on Spotify, iTunes, and other platforms. So Kat told me that it's nearly a year old, this podcast, and it's a daily exploration of her journey through divorce, living alone, dealing with shared custody of kids, learning how to be an entrepreneur, going back to work, and any deep dives into what she's learning, reading, and listening to. So let me bring Kat on the screen. There you are.
Hello.
Hi, Kat. Welcome, everybody.
Hi,
This is
Esme.
Kat Bresser. Let me check the comments. Okay, so let me say hi to everybody in the comments because I couldn't see the comments. And so Sujan is saying hi. Anisha, hi. Thank you for being here. She's in Virginia. Corey, hi, guys. And everybody that is too shy to say hi, or everybody in the replay.
Hi, Corey.
And okay, Kat. So I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm
We
honored to be here. Thank you.
we met 2 years ago, right?
Yes, almost
2018.
exactly. Yeah.
2018 when we were taking the Intuition 101 course.
We did. We met in beautiful Huntington Beach, California. It was amazing.
Yes, it was amazing. And so we took the course. I can't remember, it was over 100 people. I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe 200. I can't remember. But those workshops were amazing. And so a lot has changed since then. Tell us a little bit more about what's going on.
Well, I took Intuition 101, which is where I met you, and started opening my intuitive powers and learning how to connect to the light and basically just working with energy and clearing out all this emotional and mental baggage that had been holding me down and skewing my present and like messing up my just all I got to see all these belief patterns that were blocking me from becoming like more amazing than I currently was. And so I started really deep diving into changing these beliefs, deleting these beliefs, turning them around. And in the course of doing all of that, I realized that while I know I had been unhappy, I finally got the confidence to realize I deserved a lot more out of life than I was currently getting. And it took about a year for me to finally say, enough's enough. I'm putting myself first. And that's when I asked for the divorce. Because that's not an easy thing to just decide one day you're going to go do.
Yes,
So,
it's hard. And you
and
were
it took a
married.
lot of soul searching. Yeah, I was married 17 years.
And
Hmm.
what I love, like you told me when we chatted recently, is that, it's very amicable and you get along and you guys, and that's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing. Not many of us, experience that in divorce. You tell us how you were able to do that, or was it something that you knew was going to be like that?
No, I didn't. When I first asked for the divorce, I thought it was like obvious that we were in trouble, but I was wrong about that. I'd been holding so much inside. Like my husband just didn't know how unhappy I was. And I realized like I really hurt him by not expressing myself. And so I thought, well, the next best thing I can do is to make this divorce process um, not necessarily as friendly as possible, but just as loving as possible, at least from my side. And so I basically blessed the heck out of it. I constantly, um, well, I visualized a happy end result where we got along, where our kids were happy. And I kept working to make that the reality. And I cleared beliefs around it. I cleared emotional mess around it. And eventually, it kind of, I think my ex finally understood that I really was doing this from a place of the best interest for both of us.
That's beautiful.
And I think,
Yeah.
yeah, he finally got it. So,
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I think, and those are the tools that we learn in that training, and I think it's what we help with our friends and our clients, and in our personal life, right? We
yeah.
set the intention, and we bless, like you said, we bless the heck out of it,
Yeah.
because literally it's our visualization, right? So it's
Mhm.
we bless it in the sense of, like you said, we want to emphasize that this is the best for everybody. We ask for the guidance for everybody involved, even the kids.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way. And it's a great tip for anybody that's going through it or thinking about it, or even going through any major change, really, right?
Yeah, and it's so important to come from a place of love. If I'd come from a place of, you did blah, 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 and you didn't do blah, 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 and just kept turning the blame on him, that wasn't going to do either of us any good. And it certainly wasn't going to help the kids. And both of us stated right away our number one priority was to have a smooth transition for the kids. And it's a huge reason I waited so long to get divorced, because I come from divorced parents and they divorced young, and I thought it was my fault. And they never told me otherwise.
Yes,
I mean, I
that's a
suppose that's
trauma that us divorced kids kind of get.
right. I'm not sure it's fair to say they never told me otherwise, but they didn't tell me otherwise so that I heard it.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, because we take responsibility for,
Yes.
as little kids, whether I was 3, and anytime we go back to clearing any energy work for me, whoever's doing it, or if I'm doing it, it's like, at what age did this?
Yep.
It's like 3. It's like, yeah. Because that's when the divorce, I don't remember it, but somehow
Oh,
so even if, like I'm saying, if even if you're a little kid, parents think like, well, they're little, they don't know really what's going on. Even if they know what's going on, in the sense of they may, we absorb that energy, right? We want mommy and daddy to just to love each other. We're
right.
afraid that we're not loved, or that we're responsible. And but
Well,
on the other side, after the turbulence is done, usually both parents are so much happier. So I think it's always worth it.
well, so my parents were not happier. My mother
Mhm.
was happier, but my dad was so bitter. I mean, he was a mess. And it
Because
turns
of
out
it.
he really loved my mom. He didn't know how to show it, but he missed her terribly. And so I was always, my brother and I were always in the middle. And I didn't want to parent the same way I was parented. And I didn't want to divorce the same way my parents did. So it was, I feel like it wasn't quite to the level, I suppose, of um, Gwyneth Paltrow conscious uncoupling, but it was conscious,
Right.
blessing of the
Yeah,
process.
you
So
did the best that you could, and you had a lot of tools, so that's wonderful. And I think
yeah,
it's great that that your ex is going with it and understanding, and it's beautiful. Um,
yeah,
our kids are important, and also our lives, and we'll get a little bit more about the changes that have come.
sure,
Let me say hi to a few more people that have joined us.
okay.
So yeah, guys, please do say hi. We have Sion. Hi, Sion. Sion also has taken the Intuition 101
Oh,
course. Oh, Verena. Hey, Verena. Thank you for being here. Our fellow friend, also from Christie's. And Elizabeth, hi. Thank you guys for being here. I think some of you have met Kat before, and so before I forgot to say it at the beginning. I was telling Kat before that last episode, I did a live demo of intuitive healing, and so she said, "Hey, I think that would be fun. So if somebody does want to volunteer, Kat will do a, I was calling it a live clarity demo, but intuitive healing
sure.
clarity demo. So yeah, so we'll talk a little bit more, but do let us know in the comments, and say me. And I'll send you the invite so you can join us live. So so yeah, so let us know who's interested in doing a demo with Kat. Um,
Absolutely.
that's exciting.
Yeah,
I was going to say, so through this process, and with the tools that you had, or that you had learned right before, then you started in the process of helping women who were going through what you found yourself in.
right.
Tell us a little bit about that, and maybe tell us how you were able to help them. Like, what are the
Sure.
practical tips for kind of getting through this? Especially, I know you focus on stay-at-home moms. It's a big
Well,
change.
it is. So, as soon as I finished working with Christie's formal programs, I started doing business sort of online entrepreneurial classes and coaching and realized, well, that's a whole other topic and fascinating in its own self. But there are a lot of practical tools that are also helpful for figuring out um, where you are in your life. And because not everyone wants to listen to the energy vocabulary or feel like they're doing something kind of weird or some might say sketchy or whatever, but energy healing doesn't appeal to everybody. But there are practical translations of these tools that I learned through working with Dean Graziosi and Tony Robbins that also help. And I realized that as a single mom, I had a lot of skills because I've been um, not as a single mom, as a stay-at-home mom. I volunteered extensively, and I have worked some part-time jobs, but for the most part, I kept discounting what I was doing at home as not enough. And I mean, most people suffer from not enough syndrome, right? We're never enough. But I think stay-at-home moms might have that a little bit more because the world doesn't really support that lifestyle anymore. And so I realized that for me to become, I don't know if more acceptable is the right word, but functional or stand on my own 2 feet, I had to reinvent myself. And I thought about a bunch of different ways I could do it. And ultimately, I've settled on going back into the workforce. But along the way, I've picked up all kinds of ways to figure out what I want, who I want to be, what I want my life to look like. And I didn't even know that was something I was missing doing, like something that was really important to do. I just been like going from one day to the next, taking care of my kids. And now I had to take care of myself too. And I think a lot of people don't know how to take care of themselves.
So it's kind of maybe
They just,
changing priorities, because now
yeah,
maybe you had a little awareness of like, hey, wait, what about me? It's almost like
right.
who am I now?
Exactly.
Like you've just been mom and wife, or housewife, and
Yeah,
lunches and schoolwork and this and PTA meetings or whatever.
exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't really have my own identity. I was, Henry's mom, Franny's mom. Very few people knew my name. I mean, I was Mrs. Bresser, or I was Bill's wife, or
Yes.
so um
So what was it?
yeah,
Was it difficult when you realized that, or was it like, huh? Like, was it like a happy realization, or was it something that kind of hit you hard, or how did that happen?
I would say it was sort of a slow dawning that, I mean, because I heard, you always hear you got to put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you go help anybody else. And Christy definitely talked about taking care of yourself. And it's a huge reason I signed up for these classes in the beginning was I hadn't invested in myself in 16 years. And I was like, wait a minute, I deserve something for me. And so that was kind of the start. And once I made that investment, I everything changed. It was I mean, it was so great. And then I really remembered a lot of who I was before uh, all the misery kind of had set in. And that was so it was so nice to like meet myself again or like, oh, hey, I remember her.
Love that. Yeah, you're meeting yourself again. I mean, you're a
Yeah,
little different, but you're still
right.
you in there. Yeah, and you've been
Yeah.
hiding, and I love that. Yes, I totally connect with that, and I'm sure a lot of people that have gone, and men too, it's just in a
Mhm.
different format, but obviously they also go through that process of, who what's happened. I was dad, I was taking care of this, and now I
Yep.
have to, maybe move out or not be with my family as much, and I only get to see them on Wednesday night, see the kids, and then every other weekend or whatever.
Yeah, no, it's hard.
Mm.
I mean, in our particular situation, we share custody. It's 1 week on, 1 week off, but I mean, all of it brings its own challenges. And of course, there's so much doubt too. Like, I still occasionally wrestle with, like, what have I done? Like, I
Mm.
wrecked our family.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
because it's so hard. The kids, we were so used to, even though I wasn't happy, it still worked. Um,
Well,
and
it worked on the outside, right? But
well, and it worked for the kids because
right.
my whole life was about the kids. And so reinventing, well, figuring out who I was, like, changed dynamics with the kids too. I mean, I made it clear to them I needed to have time for myself. I needed to, like, I take a lot of walks. One of my coping mechanisms is walking, and it's walking meditation. And one of my sons joins me when we're together, and the other one occasionally joins me. And but they know, like, I need to do this, and they're super supportive. But in the beginning, I wasn't walking, and I think they were just like, I think one time they're like, "Whoa, you sure need to take a lot of walks." And I was like, "Yeah, I do."
But you weren't one.
But now it's normal, so
Yeah, I mean it's when I go on my walks, it's refreshing, and you get your own space and mental space, and also it's just good for us. So yeah, I think that's a great tip for anybody that wants to just kind of start reconnecting with themselves. It helps with the
yeah.
with the health part, but also with the mental health part, and
Oh,
in our
so much.
spirits, in our spirit as well. So I think it's great, um, for the whole of us. And I'm sad to read that, our friend Verena is, going through this right now, and she says
Oh,
she would volunteer, but she's in the sauna. So
hi, Verena.
keep enjoying your sauna, and I appreciate you, and we send you love, and hopefully our talk can help. We know that you're a strong light worker,
Well,
and
if
you're
anyone knows about walking, it's probably Farina. I mean, she lives in a beautiful, beautiful countryside.
beautiful
So,
area. Yes.
oh my
So
goodness.
so go on more walks, Verena, and post it on Facebook. And so I don't see anybody wanting to volunteer. So please, we just want one person, and just let us know. And if anything else, if nobody volunteers, Kat can do a demo on me. How about that?
Oh, that's fine too.
Um,
Um,
tell us. Go
well, I
ahead.
was going to say, so one of the tools I learned from Dean Graciosi, which was so helpful in figuring out what was driving me, what was my what really mattered to me, and why I was doing what I was doing, was an exercise he calls the 7 levels deep exercise. And it's simple. It seems so obvious, but it is, like, you just keep going and going and drilling down, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, and I think this is, he loves this exercise because it took him deep. I think us, like, I wouldn't want to say women specifically, maybe energy workers, like, we're already empathic and we're already tuned into so much um, deeper layer stuff, that this wasn't quite as mind blowing for me. But for your regular person who doesn't think introspectively so much, this is an amazing tool. And basically, you start with a question like, why do you want to be successful in your life? Or why do you want to move? Or why do you want to take this job? Or whatever your main question is. And you that'll be surface level stuff. Well, I want to take it to, I don't know, make more money or have financial freedom. So you write your answer and then you keep going, and next level down, second level, why is that important to you? And you drill down 7 levels, and eventually you're going to get to the fact that it's usually something in your childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't ever want to be abandoned again and feel lost or unheard, or whatever. And it gets very primal, and it's really powerful, to show you like what your driving force is and what you're trying to solve or fix, or whatever. And that gave me a whole bunch of clarity in figuring out like why it's so important for me to be divorced, and why it's so important for me to help other women in my position. Because as light workers, we're told to go out and shine our light and help people, but we're not necessarily told how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And um, I've spent a year and a half trying to figure out, how do I do that? Like, is coaching the best way for me to do that? Or I did put this class together, but um, and I'm not saying it's a bad class. I haven't taught a class, so there's fear factor in there. But I know I have skills and tools that would totally help somebody. But I I don't know. I think right now for me, shining my light is really through my podcast. And then you can see it up close and personal, like how I'm changing my life
Mm-hmm.
and how I am like a work in progress. We're all works in progress, and we're all perfect and beautiful just the way we are.
Yeah.
As I dive deeper and deeper into all these different energy modalities and speakers, and I like the science of energy, and I'm fascinated by all kinds of stuff. I'm super curious. Um, I want to share that, and I want to just tell people like they're awesome. Like, we're all great, no matter where we are in our lives.
Yes, right now, right here, right now, we're exactly the way we're meant to be, and we're
Hmm.
exactly in the right place, and it may feel like it's not, or we're not happy, but it's just like it's just now, it's temporary, and we know that there will be some sort of evolution.
Right, and we have tools.
And I think that's what we want to do, is share the tools and help others in that way, so that because it's helped us, right?
Yeah,
And I just want to
exactly.
add that you do have a lot to share with the world and teach. You know, we just have to be like 10%, a few steps ahead of somebody to help, to help them. And
Yeah,
so I know your master, you did it in mastermind, right? Your
yeah,
mastermind class.
I did.
Um, I know it's wonderful, and I know it can help people that there'll be a group that it will help. Just like when I started this show, I didn't know anything about any of this,
Right. There is a learning curve.
and and I just thought I was guided to do this 2 years ago, and I was too scared, and here I am 2 years now, and you know and
Yeah.
it's just about my intention is just to have soul conversations like this, and
Mhm.
and if there's one person that we can help through this talk, then wow, we help one person today,
Yeah.
maybe gain a little bit of knowledge. And also, talking about knowledge, I love that you mentioned that you shared the 7-step process. um, my Our friend Sion said that he read the book. It's in the book Millionaire Success Habits,
Ah,
and also, I guess I don't know if it's exactly 7 levels, but I know in Simon Sinek's book Start with Why, That's
My
that's
hair.
one of the exercises in there, and it's basically, like, why do you want to do this, and then rephrase the question, the answer, and then the next level,
Right.
why, and then keep going deep, yeah, until you find that very deep answer. And we do that in the coaching group that I'm in. That was one of the at the very beginning with Jay Shetty. That was one of the first workshops that we did. And yeah, so people can find it if people want resources. You can read Dean Graciosi's Millionaire Success Habits, and it's also in Simon Sinek's Start with Why, which is in my bookshelf over there. I would get up and show it to you, but I won't. Um, so yeah, I love those tips, and definitely helpful in any decision making or through any hard process. I want to take a second to say hi. Oh, my brother in Colombia said hi, so let me say hi in Spanish. Hola, Fernando. Hola, hermanito, te quiero. He says he watches, but he doesn't understand English. So he's like, yeah, you're just talking, talking, talking. So he may have gotten off now, but hola, saludos a todos en Colombia. I'm just saying greetings to everybody in Colombia. So yes, Sion, thank you for mentioning the book, Millionaire Success Habits. And Verena said that she walks every day.
Yeah.
So, and she sends her love. So thank you, thank you. Our friend Corey, who I also, yeah.
There we go.
Like, that reminds me, the Care Bears,
Yeah.
and they would send, like, the love out.
Right.
And I love the Care Bears. I was like born in the 70s, so 70s and 80s stuff. And I was so attracted to that stuff, like Shira. So
Mm.
now, like, that's my go-to power woman. Like when I want to embody, um, just a strong woman. And I recently watched a few episodes, not recently, like this year, but like, a few years ago.
Right.
And I was like, wow, like she was basically like an energy healer type of chick.
Oh, that
Shira,
was
she had mind reading power, so she would like stand there and I forgot all that stuff. So I'm sharing that because a lot of these things that we watch on TV, there's so much information there. Sometimes we just think like, oh, that's silly, that's fantasy. But when we open up our heart, which we'll probably do an exercise, I'm still waiting to see if there's a volunteer. But when we open up our heart, Care
Mhm.
Bear heart,
Mhm.
flashing the love, and that helps with the healing process. And so when we're not feeling it, right? Like when we're in the dumps
Right.
and trying to figure out, and we're just sad. I mean,
Yeah.
or feeling guilty for breaking up our family or whatever
Yeah.
we're going through, we feel this shame and guilt, and it's hard to pick up ourselves. Sometimes it helps to embody, someone that's badass, whether it's Wonder Woman or Beyonce or,
Yeah.
for me, Shira. Sometimes it's Beyonce, like I just,
Right.
oh,
Right.
but yeah, so did you feel a need, or maybe it's just me? I mean, I know a lot of people, and even I think Christy teach has said that,
Right.
embody, if you're not feeling it, it's kind of like that saying, fake it till you make it,
It's
which I
true.
don't which I don't like it too much because I don't want to fake it. It's
Right.
like,
Right.
but it's more of, if you can embody, and if you have this persona that you can, borrow their energy and that attitude, and just kind of maybe practice it, 1 hour
Mhm.
at a time.
Right. I do know. I'm trying to think if I've consciously borrowed someone else's energy like that. So in the course of doing all the energy work, like we can get gifts from our guides. And one of the gifts I have gotten is like a cloak. It is kind of I mean, it's a shield. It's to help strengthen my boundaries,
Ooh,
um,
nice.
which I'll put on occasionally because I'm just feeling everyone else's, like, especially around my family, all the criticism. They didn't want me to get divorced. They thought you can just stick with it till your kids are 18. Why are you doing this now? Just wait 3 years. And so
And
in
a lot
certain
of people do that.
situations,
Yeah,
right, you got to put the cloak on, right? You need to strengthen your boundaries. I think that's kind of as close as I got to borrowing other people's energy, but you can do whatever you want. I got very comfortable in a couple different um things. Like I constantly go to my guides to get more presents, more gifts. I love doing that. And I love getting like the swords and things to cut cords. For me, it's been so important,
hmm,
actually really developing my own energy. And this isn't to say that what you're talking about is not a good idea. It's just I hadn't even really thought of that. I knew like we all have superpowers within us.
exactly.
We are all divine creatures in a physical body. And this is something that really came home to me after the 201 live event
Okay,
with Christy.
that's the second
Um,
level intuition training. I
yeah,
haven't taken
I
that
had
one.
this I had this incredible. I was burning the candle at both ends at that particular live event, and Farina was there. I don't know if she was busy too, but anyway, I think I got so tired and so open that like just this amazing revelation awesomeness came through. And basically, it was about the number one thing we need to do is forgive ourselves. And the number two thing we need to do is realize we are all divine and we are all connected.
Yes, beautiful.
And it was so powerful. It completely changed I was a superhuman person for 6 months.
Those
And
workshops
then
are
like
amazing. I remember, yeah, leaving those workshops. I mean, when you have energy workers and light workers, and we all get together, and we're just a bunch of magical weirdos. But at the same time, you look around and you have, accountants, you have lawyers,
yeah,
you know. I mean, it's not a bunch of weirdos. It's just we are open and we're not afraid, or we're taking steps towards shining our light,
yes.
even beyond, any shaming or uh,
Yeah.
from others, or poking fun at what we do.
I
and
know.
and and we and oh, I see a message from Corey. He said, I would love to volunteer, but I'm caught up doing yard work
Okay.
and watching the kids at the same time. That's okay, Corey. We thank you. We thank you. Well, so we have about 20 minutes left, so
Sure.
we'll wait a couple more minutes. Let's see if anybody wants to volunteer. If not, Kat can do. I love receiving healing, so
Sure.
I have no problem volunteering myself. But I like to just kind of give a shout out and an opportunity for anybody else. Just say hi, say I want to do it, and if you're willing to be on camera, that would be awesome, and we can send you the link. But I need to know in the next minute or so. And so yeah, this is just amazing, Kat, and the way you help your clients. I know that you started a full time job, so
Right.
you're not. Are you doing some client work, or kind of pause that, or?
I paused it. I do work with a lot of Christie people,
Mhm.
101 and 201 people, because you all have become my friends. I love having a tribe, and the support that we all give each other has been life changing. I mean,
Yes.
again, connection and honesty and truth and just being able to be myself.
Yeah, be
Um,
accepted as who we are.
it's still a struggle in the real world, right? To I will say though, I mean, so many people, even in my family, they're like, "You look great and you seem different."
Like happy.
Right.
This
Well,
is what
and
happy looks like. Or just
but it
more like you're yourself. You're like
right, and
connected.
it's more than just being divorced,
Right.
right? It's that's just sort of maybe a symptom, or it's just one part of it. Really, I mean, I've tuned into, I mean, I keep saying it, but like the divine part of who I am, and I'm not saying I'm a god or I'm perfect. We're all a work in progress.
And you
Like
are perfect. We are perfect.
we're perfectly us.
We're perfect
Yeah,
with our imperfections.
exactly. And so, yeah, I just I don't know. I like being happy. It's so different. I've never been happy when I think about it. And I'm so grateful. That's the other key. Like forgiveness and gratitude. I mean, I give thanks all day. It's like a running mantra.
Yes.
It's a running thing in my head. Like, thank you for whatever, that cloud, or thank you for my car, or thank you for this chair, or
Yes.
thank you for this podcast, or thank you for this interview. I mean, it just, it's all the time.
I love that. And when I was going through a very hard time, it was just to get out of that mindset. This was
Hmm.
years ago. My son was little, and I was in a very abusive, verbally abusive, all the abuses were going on. And I had to keep a front and go to work and all of that. And it was just horrible coming home. And, I've come to terms, I've forgiven, it's
Hmm.
okay. I'm grateful because my son came from that relationship. But there were times where, just to focus, and I think I heard it from Wayne Dyer on a PBS.
Yeah, I know that
He,
one.
he was
Yep.
he was my first teacher. He said things that it made sense, but I wasn't
Yeah.
ready to receive.
Right.
So out of the 1 hour PBS show and this was like 15 years ago, when my
Yeah.
son was a baby, and yeah, and I grabbed a few little tidbits, and it was about gratitude.
Yeah.
And just to finish this thought, and then I would be like taking clothes out of the dryer. And instead of complaining about having, nobody likes to fold. I don't know anybody that likes to fold clothes, but or do laundry. But I would just say, thank you, clothes, for dressing my baby as I'm folding them. I'm so grateful that I have these clothes to wear to work.
Right.
As
Right.
I'm ironing my shirts for the next day, thank you, iron, for not breaking because I don't have the
Yeah.
money to go and buy. Or,
Right.
I mean, I didn't
I
go
know.
into that way, but like, thank you
Yeah.
for functioning for me today, type of thing.
Right.
But it was gratefulness for everything, to shut off the ugly words that I was receiving. So if
Yeah.
anybody's in any kind of verbal abuse or they're hearing negative thoughts, gratefulness does change it,
Yeah.
and we choose that, right?
Right. Yeah, I've been paying a lot of attention to my self-talk, um, and try not to get, like, confused about it, but because I spend a lot of time in my head, and so I try and ground and get my energy into my heart as much as possible. But then I'm like, wait, I'm in my head again, trying to get into my heart. But whenever I notice, like, oh, there's this whole running dialogue in my head, I now have this mantra I say, that's in Latin, but it basically means, like love, light, light, love, something like that. And I even run it when I wake up in the middle of the night, and I just run it and run it and run it. And it's ad rosam per crucem, ad crucem per rosam. So it's like from the rose through the cup or the chalice, and then from the cup through the rose. And it's masculine, feminine energies and love, light, and light, love. And anyway, dials you into source energy like immediately. So the
Wow.
words are weird, but the mantra itself is really powerful.
I love that.
And I just run it and run it and run it. And it's made a huge, I've been doing it for actively for, I think, about 6 weeks.
Oh, wow. So is that
And it's
on YouTube,
making,
or where did you find it from?
I actually first heard of it from Bethany Joy, who does Nam Yoga, and she was also a 101 and 201
Okay.
person. And Nam Yoga is amazing. And this is something that she does, and she offered a few sessions on YouTube, or I think on Facebook, during the pandemic. But Nam Yoga is created by, oh God, I'm going to get the guy's name wrong, so I'm not going to
It's
try,
okay.
by this man. And he's got all these mantras that he plays during the thing. And so I'd first heard of love, light, light, love meditation from this woman named Magenta Pixie, which is a crazy name, but I really like her.
Okay.
She's a channeler on YouTube, and she's got cool information. But then I heard it in Latin from a Nam Yoga session, and I'm like, oh my God, that's what this
Oh,
is.
can you share
And
with us later after the show in the comments, or the where
yeah,
we
I'll
can
have to
write it,
find that.
or write down the
I mean,
phrase, or
it's a tiny piece inside of this longer thing, but yeah, I'll write it down. Sure.
thank you.
Yeah,
Okay, so we have about 10 minutes. I mean, we can go into like 15 minutes
sure.
for our 1 hour show. And so Sion says that he loves what you said, that gratefulness brings more blissful blessings.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. So we don't have any volunteers, so I'll volunteer myself.
All right. Well,
So
sure.
everybody can follow along, and we'll set the intention that even in the replay, this will work for them as well. And so now you're in charge.
All right. Well, basically, what we want to do is sit up straight, and we're just going to connect to the light. This could be a 10-minute process of itself, but we'll just set the intention to connect quickly, and we're going to let light flow in from, let's say, I hear 1,000 feet above our heads, and we're going to bring the light down into our soul star and let it fill our aura and our energetic bodies. And then we're going to bring the light down into our own body through our crown chakra and connect to truth and source and love and light. We're going to keep just bringing this light down into our head, into our third eye, into our ears, down into our throat, into our high heart, and down our shoulders, down our arms, and out through our hands, activating our hand chakras. Keep bringing the light down into our heart so we can feel the connection, feel the love, and feel the truth. And bring all these source energy feelings and knowings into our body itself. And then we're going to keep bringing the light down into our solar plexus, washing away anywhere we feel disempowered, low self-esteem, not feeling good enough. And we're going to keep bringing the light down into our stomach area and into our root so that we can feel safe and secure in this uncertain time, in this environment of isolation, of limited breath. We're going to keep bringing the light down into our legs, down past our knees, and into our feet. And we're going to let the light come down into the earth, through our root system, past our earth star, and send this light down all the way into the center of the earth, where we're going to connect with Mother Earth energies, loving, healing, supportive, female, divine feminine energies. And we're going to ask this earth energy to bounce back up through the center and back into our Earth star and up into our root system, up into our feet, bringing this energy up through our legs, into our root, into our stomach, up into our heart. Send the energy up into our throat and down our arms, out through our hands, and keep bringing earth energy up through our head so that it exits out through our crown chakra. And now we're connected from above as from below. And we're going to ask these two energies to come back into our body and connect through our heart. And we're going to radiate these energies out and around us like a sunshine, filling our energetic field. And we're going to grow and expand and send this light out into the world. We're going to expand past the room we're in, past the building we're in, past the neighborhood, past the city, past the state. Keep expanding our energy past the country we're in, past the world, and then out into the universe. And we are going to keep expanding and expanding and expanding because we are infinite beings and we are connected to everything, and everything is in us already. And from this place of expansion, we're going to come back into our bodies, and I'm going to put you, Esme, in a blessing ball of light. And then I'm going to put myself into my own protective little glass submarine, which I like to use. And Esme, I see that you are surrounded by beautiful pink light. You are just glowing. You have a healthy boundary today. And that is just lovely. But I'm going to see real quick if there is a block that we would like to remove today. And I'm getting yes. Let's remove one. So I could do this intuitively, but I just really enjoy using my pendulum. I think it's like a game.
Yeah, I love it
It's
too.
really fun.
And FYI, this morning I was grounding myself and I was bringing up pink energy. So you're right on point.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I just see it. So, and for me, pink energy is just love. It's so filled with love. All right. So let's see. Make sure you're open to removing the block. That's something that is always important to ask. And you are. Show me yes. And then when you use a pendulum, you always want to set your yes and no's before you go ahead and get answers. So show me yes and show me no. All right. And then am I tuned into Esme? And I ask, what is the number one block that we can remove that would help her align with her highest self the easiest and the quickest way? So that is 5, 4, 1, 5, 2. Sorry, it takes a minute. All right, so we need to remove positive 542, which is omnipresent. You don't feel omnipresent. So let me just tune into this. This is right. All right. Anywhere and everywhere you feel like you need to be everywhere at once and you can't do everything. You can't be everywhere. You can't know everything. You can't do it all. You just can't do it all. Let's clear, dissolve, transmute, and upgrade all of that across all timelines, places, and dimensions easily and joyfully now. Anywhere and everywhere you feel like you are being asked to do too much, you're being asked to be everywhere at once, you are trying to spread yourself too thin, you're taking on too much, you're not saying enough no's, you're saying too many yeses, You're trying to please everybody and take care of everyone. And in the process, you might be neglecting yourself a little bit. Let's clear, dissolve, transmute, upgrade all of that easily and joyfully now. Anywhere and everywhere you've allowed this omnipresent energy in and are not able to feel omnipresent or be omnipresent, and it's frustrating and it's letting you feel frazzled. And I'm seeing a lot of frazzled energy. I'm seeing like all these buzzy, wavy lines. Slightly disconnected. It's coming up a little bit through my throat. You're not able to communicate effectively what your needs are, and that you really need to just breathe a little bit. Anything and everything this is, let's clear, dissolve, transmute, and upgrade across all timelines, places, and dimensions. Anywhere and everywhere you aren't taking deep breaths, you aren't connecting enough, you aren't taking the time for yourself, you're trying to do too much for other people. Let's clear, dissolve, transmute, and upgrade all of that. Anywhere and everywhere this might be from other people's energies. Not so much. Or you came into it and this energy is in your DNA of trying to do for other people. So the energy we're clearing isn't really your energy necessarily, but you inherited it. Let's clear, dissolve, transmute, and upgrade all of that. So let me see. Let's see. Have you taken it in and have you cleared? All right. Well, it says that that is 100% cleared. And let's see. Should we clear another one? Do we have time?
Yeah.
Saying
I
we
feel
have
so
one
good.
more. Oh,
And I
good.
set the intention for everybody else to receive this and however it can apply to them too.
All right. The next energy to clear is the energy of feeling like you've struck out, or it says strike out or struck out. So it could mean you feel like you're striked out, but I think something happened and you feel like you've struck out somehow. I'm not gonna worry about the long and the short of it. I'll just go ahead and clear it. Sometimes I just can't tune into what it's about. I just clear it and then it's good. So anywhere and everywhere you
Relationships.
feel like you've struck out, or you are striking out, and this energy is in, on, and around your heart, mind, soul, body, and energetic field. Let's clear, dissolve, and transmute easily and joyfully now across all timelines, places, and dimensions. Yeah. And I feel it like settling in and around your heart, definitely. Anywhere and everywhere you feel like you've allowed this energy in of striking out, of feeling like you have struck out, and it's settled in, on, and around your heart, especially. Let's clear, dissolve, and transmute all of that. Anywhere and everywhere you feel like a failure, you feel I feel heaviness, I feel oppression, I feel sadness, overwhelming sadness, I feel a lot of heavy stuff. So anything and everything this heavy emotion, let's clear, dissolve, and transmute it into light, love, and joy easily and effortlessly and immediately across all timelines, places, and dimensions. This is big. Okay, but you're willing to let it go. So I want to fill in with a couple things, and I'm just gonna. So what would it take? So when you clear, you do like anywhere and everywhere kind of statement, and then when you're filling in with positive energies, it's best to use a question. Like, what would it take to download the energy of bubbly, effervescent, joyful, I just hear lighthearted. You want to counteract all that heaviness. What would it take to fully and completely allow yourself to download the energy of lightheartedness, of levity, of joy, of love, of pink, anything and everything in the way of this? Clear, dissolve, and transmute across all timelines, places, and dimensions. What would it take to wrap yourself up in a blanket of love, to allow yourself to be comforted, to allow yourself to be supported, to allow yourself to be relaxed and joyful, everything and at peace, everything in the way of this? Clear, dissolve, transmute, and upgrade across all timelines, places, and dimensions, easily and joyfully now. So you took those, and I would say, since this is a very abbreviated reading, we will just leave it there, and I will energetically close the doors on you and grant you much love, light, and happiness.
Wow. Yeah, there was some shifting there. You found some deep stuff, and I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, what did you guys think? Did you guys feel it? I think we still have a few people here. We'd love to hear the comments. Thank you, Kat. Yeah, we got to drink water when we do this.
I know.
Yeah, you definitely tapped into it, and you. It's so funny. As soon as you said, "I see a pink light," that was exactly the energy I was calling in this morning.
Mm,
And earlier when we were connecting to the light right before that, I felt the pink energy was kind of like that love and that light,
yeah,
that fun love, but also self love.
exactly. I'm a huge fan of the healing powers of pink light. So,
That was beautiful. And yeah, that was amazing. And thank you. You're very gifted. And I
oh, thank you.
appreciate this healing demo. And like I said, we set the intention that even though my name was said, just think it was your name or it's just for you as well. And you can listen to this part of the recording, the replay, and receive that healing because there's no time
Right,
difference and there's no energy knows no time divide, right?
right. Across all dimensions.
Yes.
So,
So I appreciate you so much. And yeah, so thank you. And you are doing a beautiful, amazing job in, sharing your story. What was the name of the podcast again? So
oh,
people
yeah.
can go and find it.
Talking about my evolution. So, yes.
Talking about
my,
my evolution. I
I
love it.
know. It's yeah, each episode is under 20 minutes, usually about 15, and it's very stream of consciousness. if and I just talk about myself. So
But
anyway,
I'm sure
but
if you
I
go
enjoy
back
it.
to a year ago when all of this started, you can see the evolution. And I
Yeah,
love that.
absolutely.
I love that. That's what my my YouTube channel is called Happy Soul Evolution,
Right.
because when we start going through this process and we connect that with the feeling of our soul and we connect with that, we were connecting with ourselves, and then we realize that we are on an evolution. And then I was just like, but I want it to be happy. And it does,
Right.
and happy doesn't necessarily mean that there's no happiness or lack. There's going to be ups and downs,
Right.
but the happiness is more in the outlook, right?
Right. And the trend. I mean, the trend is
Yes.
up, up.
Maybe going like this, but it's
Right, right.
upward trend. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
And so
oh, thank you so much.
yeah, and we're getting a few thank yous, and so you're amazing, and we appreciate you. And please do follow Kat also on her Facebook page,
Sure.
Kat Bresser, and please do let us know in the comments what you think, and we appreciate you guys for being here. people are thanking us and saying thank you to Kat, and they really enjoy this. So thank you for everybody that was watching live, and thank you for those on the replay. We appreciate you. We love you, and thank you for being here on episode 10 of Soul Talks with Esme. Sending you much love and blessings.
Yes, thank you so much.
Bye, Kat. Thank you. We'll see you.
All right.